Hey, good morning. I just wanted to address a couple of things about the Belling the Cat assignment for writing. Just a few points of confusion that kind of came up in class and might be happening at home too, and just give us all maybe a little better idea of where this is headed as we're trying to complete our first full paper in IEW. So, one of the things that I noticed is that, first of all, everybody got really excited about the idea that we could take this story and add details of our own, dress it up a little bit, not in the technical IEW dress up sense, but just add some details that made it a little bit funnier, etc. The kids got really excited about that. But one thing that I noticed was a little bit of a disconnect. There were actually two things that were a little bit of a disconnect. Number one, taking the keyword outline and then translating that into a written form on a paper, writing out the rough draft. So I tried to explain to some of the kiddos that were struggling with that this is just like what you did when you verbally retold the story to your parents from your keyword outline. Now you're thinking through it again, and what you were saying to your parents when you retold it, now you're just trying to write that down on the paper. And I think that helped, but for some that may still need to be clarified a little bit, that they're basically just trying to, it's almost like doing a narration, I guess. They're just trying to write down the way that they told the story back to y'all when in the retell portion from their keyword outline. The other thing that I noticed is that a lot of the focus went from when we heard about, hey, we get to add in our extra little details. The focus went towards that, and a lot of the kids were not keeping the basic elements of the story, not sticking to the keyword outline, and wanted to begin creating a completely different story. So again, that was a little bit difficult to explain, but I tried to set it up like this. Let's say whenever you get to the point where the mice discover that the cat is in the house and he's trying to eat them whenever they come out of their hole. Well, one of our students had a really funny idea, basically saying, so the mice decided to put on some cheese armor before they went out of their hole to see, the cat or whatever. So it's those kinds of details, just adding to the basic elements of the story that is already there. But there's lots and lots of freedom to do, whatever they creatively desire to do. But the basic elements of the story do need to remain intact. And so that might be one little thing to be looking out for. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to look at every single rough draft. I was able to look at a few and discuss it with the kiddos, but that might be something that you want to look at home. And as far as our strong verb assignment goes, you probably already noticed that on page 24 in your child spiral, we did this in class yesterday, and we brainstormed about different strong verbs that could replace the banned verbs. There's an overall list you've probably noticed of banned words, verbs, and adjectives. Right now we're just focusing on the banned verbs and replacing them with a strong verb. And those are listed on page 158 and 159 in the back of this particular spiral. You can also find strong verb lists in your resource spiral that you have that came home on that early curriculum checkout day in August. So hopefully this was helpful, and in class on Monday, we will try to go through the rough drafts, and I will have them. I added this in each one of y'all's spirals, that this is the proofreading symbol for identifying a banned verb, a banned word in general, and I'm hoping to have the kiddos in class at least do a real quick scan of their rough drafts and make this mark on any of the banned verbs that may still be in their rough draft. But you might want to do that again at home as well, just to double check and make sure that they got them all. And And then, of course, we're going to discuss the moral and title in class as well, and hopefully that will be really clear, and that can be part of the homework that you do later on in the week, next week on Tuesday. So I hope this is clear. Really all that needs to happen today is that y'all just need to review this list, and if you would, just initial that y'all went over it. Maybe talk to them a little bit about this mark, because we did not cover this in class, but I wanted y'all to be aware of that. And if you want to, you can go ahead and take a look at the rough draft that your child has already written, and maybe go through for banned words, or just check to see if the basic elements of a story are intact. And that's about it. I can't think of anything else. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk to y'all soon.